Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, everybody? Oh, well, I had some time to do whatever I want for maybe an hour or so. So I could either watch TV or do whatever or talk to my people. So, of course, I chose talking to you guys whenever I get a chance to live stream. I am completely down. I want to, just talk about my shows coming up and a little bit of what's going on. I don't want to talk about it too much because the show that I'm doing Tuesday, I'm going to outline, a bunch of like what's going on with the DC fandom event. And, with apparently WB trying to sell off, or AT&T trying to sell off their gaming rights, and I don't know, get into all that good stuff. But yeah, you got some questions for me. I am going to answer. So what we got here? We got Q's in the house. Q, no, you're not too soon. You're all good. I see you're quoting the movie. Love it. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Nikitina. I'm happy you're here because you're gonna be my guest on my show Tuesday, my first guest. So it's gonna be a fun time, and then eventually I'll be on your show in July. So we got. I appreciate that. Yeah, by the way, if any of you guys want to jump on, I can put the link out. Just let me know. It's a good question. When do you think the trailer for Army of the Dead and Justice League will drop? Army of the Dead, I am like 90% sure it's going to drop at Comic-Con. I believe it would. I mean, the thing is, you have to understand about Netflix is that they drop their trailers really, really late. If you ever see a trailer for a Netflix show or a movie, the movie's coming out a month later. Now, I know that Army of the Dead is supposed to come out in late 2020. So that's why I say I'm like 90% sure they should drop it at a Comic-Con. But at the same time, they like to wait until the last possible minute. But it is a Zack Snyder film. And we know that, there are a lot of Zack Snyder fans out there, including all of us. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did drop it at Comic-Con. Now, when it comes to the Justice League trailer, I don't know. I mean, you got people saying it could drop any day now because it looks like it's done, and there's a whole bunch of teasers. And I think they'll give us something at Comic-Con. I don't know if it will be a trailer or a teaser. They have to give us something Zack Snyder's Justice League related. I don't know what it's going to be, but it should be something. I'll say that much. What's your take on the Gotham Vigilante? Hello from India. What's going on? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Zack Snyder. It's going to be amazing no matter what. No matter what. Do I like rap? I like it. I like it a little bit. I think I liked it more years ago. But now, like the new stuff, like I like the older rap, but the new stuff is just like garbage in my eyes. But every now and then I'll listen to a little bit of it. Favorite rapper, Eminem, just in case you were wondering. I kind of have my camera positioned more higher than it usually was before, so I'm looking down at my screen, so I'm not ignoring you guys. All right, what we got here? Russell. How many active viewers do you think HBO Max needs for Zack Snyder's Justice League for us to get a successful return for Zack Snyder? Sadly, as much as we like it, most people don't exactly like the way his universe was going to be. I think it's the same thing with the media. Is if a small minority comes out and they say that they hate Zack Snyder movies and that's all you see online, then it makes it look like it's everybody. So if all the critics come out, and there's only a small group of critics that come out, well, critics don't make up all of the movie goers. So, I mean, just a small, less than 1% of people watch movies. You have movie critics. And let's say most of them come out and they say Zack's movie is horrible. So now that's plastered all over the internet. And it's like, okay, Zack's movie's horrible, but it's not. You got all the fans and the general audience. That's why if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, you have the critic score and then you have the audience score. And there's been plenty of cases where they are completely off the mark. You got the critics that are saying the movie is horrible, and you got the fans that are saying it's amazing. So the fans, that's what matters. That's what counts. And I think Zack has always gotten a bad rap because the critics don't necessarily like his movies, and that's been the question: why not? I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't like his stuff. That's just film subjective, you know. So that's just how it is. My favorite DCEU score. Oh, that's between Man of Steel and BVS. Both Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is the man. Oh, I'd probably say BVS because there's a little more of a mix in there. So I'll go with BVS. What's your take on the not too late? It's funny you said that because my son, who's sleeping right now, I have to be watching him, so hopefully he doesn't wake up. He loves Elmo. He loves Sesame Street. So as soon as we got HBO Max, we put those on. I've watched like the first 2 episodes. There's probably a couple more on there now. But I actually do enjoy Sesame Street. I enjoy Elmo and all that. I've kind of been rewatching all this stuff again with him through his eyes and everything. So yeah, we've watched the late night show with Elmo. It's pretty good. I'm happy you brought that up because I got this right here. I wanted to talk about the Man of Steel watch party. Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's go to Ohio Dave's. Yeah, so you're right here. What do we got? It's the 14th tomorrow. I'm Eastern time, so it will be at 5 p.m. Eastern time for me. 2 p.m. Pacific time, and then 10 p.m. London, 11 p.m. Europe. Yeah, so 5 o'clock tomorrow is a hard time for me, but if I don't watch it live, I'll probably rewatch it later in the day or Monday or Tuesday. Something has to happen. Zack's been very quiet recently, and it's a Man of Steel watch party, so something Zack Snyder related should come out of this. Now, hey, what's going on? The Ascendant Ancient. Sorry, I was just watching you earlier on your lovely comments on Lightcast podcast. That was enjoyable. But anyway, yeah. So it's tomorrow, and I probably won't watch it live because I'll be doing stuff with my in-laws. But I'll probably watch it later. But they did say now this goes into the JC 2020 event with the Nerd Queens. Now I'm hearing that they're going to talk, maybe at the end of the stream, they're going to talk about what's going on with that and like some details. So if nothing comes out of that stream, if Zack doesn't drop anything with the stream or show up or whatever, you're going to have the Nerd Queens talk about the JC 2020 event, which should be very exciting. A lot of great things are coming to, I guess, the DC fandom. It's, Comic-Con and then the JC event, which is kind of intertwined with Comic-Con. And now you're hearing about the new DC fandom, which I don't want to talk about too much until Tuesday, which again, I'm trying to promote my new show. I'm just going to start doing live streams now. And my shows are going to be Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And the way it's going to be set up is I'm just going to either have myself or have a guest with me. And Nikitina is going to be with me Tuesday night. And then I have Sil, who's going to be with me Thursday night. And the way it's going to be set up is I told everyone to email me questions at diamonds41@yahoo.com. I'll pick like main topics that we'll start off with. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then maybe halfway through the show, we'll turn it into just the live chat questions and we'll just go through all that. It's only going to be an hour show, but yeah, I like interacting with you guys this way more. So my shows from now on are just going to be live streams unless they tank and they suck. And then maybe I'll just go back to making videos again, but I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let's hold on 1 second. Put on my little, I love StreamYard. Still messing with it though. Still trying to figure it out. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Do you think the critics will rate it poorly still? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. They're going to rate it poorly. Just get ready for that. That's no doubt. Critics are going to shit on it because it's Zack Snyder. He's controversial. So you know that's going to happen. I hope no matter what they release as a movie, even if they do a miniseries and edit together. Yeah, I definitely think they will. They're gonna chop it up into chapters because it's so long. But at the end of it, I believe it's just going to be a movie as well. You can just watch all the way through. I know they've talked about that, and especially DVD sales and everything. That has to be a possibility. I think that's a done deal, a no-brainer in my eyes. Oh my God, I'm so happy you brought this up. Which literally before I started this stream, I said, if you're Nick, if you're on the show, you're going to ask me this question because I was watching your show and I saw that, and I was like, oh God, I can't. I really have to sit on this one and think about my favorite scenes. But the one that I know for sure is up there is the Batman warehouse fight scene. That is definitely up there. When I say it's my number, I'll say that was my number one is the Batman warehouse fight scene. See, I'm all about the action and the fight scenes in these movies. Okay, and then I'll go Man of Steel, the ending fight scene with Zod in the city. I'll say that's number 2. Number 3, see if I can move it around here. Let's see. I'm like leaning towards like the Aquaman fight scene with in the middle when he was captured with his brother Orm. I love how they're all fight scenes. I just love the CGI visual effects, all that stuff. So yeah, I'll go warehouse fight scene. I'll go Man of Steel fight scene with Zod at the end, and then I'll go Aquaman fight scene with Orm and Aquaman. Let's do that. Would you agree that Out of DC Joker is the best movie? The one with Joaquin Phoenix? And are you saying like out of all DC movies in general? Because I will not say, if you're talking about every DC movie ever made, I will not say it's the best DC movie. It is very good. It is up there. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I will say that. But my number one all-time DC is The Dark Knight. That's my number one. Hey, what's going on, buddy? A lot of action. Well, you know what? The best thing about the critics even shitting on Zack Snyder's Justice League, it being on a streaming service, it doesn't matter anymore. That's the beautiful thing about this whole situation is they can shit on it, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, when they look at the numbers and they look at how many people came to their platform to watch this movie, that's all they care about. For some strange reason, and it was never like this in the past, it always dealt with money. But for some strange reason, the critics were shitting on Zack's movies, but they were making a lot of money. But WB was like, okay, well, we got to give the critics what they wanted. Guess what? You gave the critics what they wanted, and the movie stopped making money. So again, it's not about the critics; it's about the fans. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Whoever's showing up to their platform, that's what they're going off of now. So you know that service is going to crash. You know that everyone's going to show up to HBO Max when that movie is released. No doubt. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Aside from the new Batman game for PS5, what other titles are you looking forward to? God, you guys are really hitting all my questions that I was going to bring up. Now, if you guys are following me on Twitter, I was kind of bitching about the whole PS5 event. I know a lot of people were like, it was good. Listen, I solely watched that event for the Batman game. I did. Because, you've been hearing about it for years now and all these different occasions. Well, it's going to pop up, and it never did. And then it was like, it almost felt like, this was the event, the PS5 event. This makes perfect sense. PS5, new hardware. You want to show off the new Batman game, of course. And they didn't. So I was complaining. I was bitching. And then again, you saw like this DC fandom thing pop up, and I'm like, okay, maybe it'll be on there. But titles that I'm looking forward to are titles that aren't even released yet. I'm a big MLB The Show guy, so I'll always look forward to that. Looking forward to the Batman game. I said that. I'm looking forward to Last of Us Part 2, but that's not a PS5 game. That's coming out in a week or so, I think, very, very soon. Other titles I'm really looking forward to, I don't know. I think the primary one was Batman. But if more come to me, I'll let you know. Oh yeah, they'll definitely release it on Blu-ray. They do it all the time. HBO, all their shows, all their movies, they release them on DVDs. So that this movie will not be any exception. It's more money for them, so of course they're going to release it in DVD. Also, I'm from the UK. Thank you for joining. Here's how I'll be able to watch it legally so I can keep the view count high. Listen, they're trying everything in their power to let everyone watch this movie. So I highly believe that by the time it comes out, you will be able to watch it. If not, maybe they'll release, there's going to be a way. Maybe they're going to release it in UK theaters. I don't know, but there has to be a way for you guys to watch it. Trust me. Yeah, I am getting Last of Us 2. How do you say that? Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah. You know what? That's not really my type of game, but it looks really good. So it wouldn't surprise me if I had some downtime and I wanted to buy a game, and I would probably buy that. Not day one though. I'll give it some time. But no, it looks beautiful. It looks great. So I could definitely see myself playing it. Hey, what's going on, Vincent? Hope we get some dark side teases in the marketing. Oh yeah, I highly believe that from what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, that the first teaser we get is going to be dark side, because that's going to bring everyone in. That's going to show the general audience, damn, this is a different movie, no doubt. So yeah, dark side first teaser, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. And again, brings other people in saying like, what? Dark side? What do you mean? It was just Steppenwolf. No, this is a completely different movie. And you guys need to realize that. Look, dark side. There you go. I'm excited for the PS5. I'll get the PS5, and speaking of games that I'll be getting, I don't freaking know. I guess I was gonna get the new Spider-Man game, but now they're saying it's an expansion of the one that came out on PS4. So you mean to tell me that I'm gonna have to buy a new one, a Spider-Man for the PS5 that I already had for the PS4 just to get this Miles Morales expansion? Now I'm not quite sure I'm gonna do that, because I'm not gonna spend another $60 on the same game that I already have for an expansion. So I don't know what I'm going to get day one. We'll just have to see what titles are going to be out day one. What did you miss? You missed everything. I gave away all the release dates for the teasers and the trailers. Everyone is so hyped. I even had Zach on for about 5 minutes. Yeah, so you missed a lot, Eric. Sorry. Just kidding. Oh, that's a good fight too. Yeah, there's so many epic, amazing scenes from these movies. They're so good. What's happening with Black Lives Matters and Ray Fisher being a pivotal part of the movie? Do you think it will stop critics rating it poorly? I don't know. I really don't know. You think just rating the movie good because of what's been going on with the Black Lives Matter movement? Because Ray Fisher will be the heart of the movie, that they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it was his standalone movie, I feel like there'd be more of a chance of that happening. But just the fact that he's part of a group, I don't think they'll care about that. They'll just be like, no, like the movie was still shit. My biggest concern with AT&T selling the gaming division is selling it to Microsoft. Oh, yeah, that. Well, again, I don't want to get into this too much because I want to save it for Tuesday's show. But what would it mean that you would need to get Xbox to play a new Batman game? Yeah, I'm a PS guy too. I had the Xbox 360 a while ago, but they kept on breaking. But I've always been a PlayStation guy, and I never went back ever since I got the PlayStation 3. Hey, what's up, Xever Fett? Yeah, I just decided to stream. I had time. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put a link in here. So if anyone wants to jump on and join me, please do, because that would be fun. Let me copy this link and I'll post it. If you want to join, just pop on. But yeah, just kind of talking about what's going on a little bit and talking about my new shows that are coming up Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right, so the link is out there. If you want to join, just pop on. Would you agree that Zack Snyder left the comic book movie after jail? I actually do want to see the other works like found in the photograph. Well, the beautiful thing now is like WB, like they don't have much control over him now, so he's kind of working for HBO Max and AT&T now, which is awesome. Which is like a big FU to WB. Yeah, I do want to see his other work, but he's so good with the comic book DC side of things, and I think he really enjoys that. I mean, that's like a dream for a director. It's an absolute dream to have these characters at your disposal. Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey,
what's going on? How do you say that name? Patogo?
Patugo.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Dude, look at this. How is that an alley-oop?
Yeah.
You're a young guy. How old are you?
I'm 12.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I always like when you guys pop on and I get to see who you really are.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, no problem. So in the DCEU, you said BVS is your favorite movie out of those, right?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Oh, well, personally, my favorite is probably, let me think. Probably, does Joker count or, right, that's a standalone?
If you want to, I mean, if you want to say in general for the DC movies, then yeah, Joker would count. But if you're talking about the DCEU, then he's not a part of that.
All right, yeah, I'll say probably Justice League. I like that one.
That was your favorite?
Yes.
Okay, so are you a fan of Zack Snyder?
Yes, I am I like his movies. I still need to watch some that I haven't seen though.
Okay.
Like I haven't seen 300 and I heard
Okay.
that's
Yeah, that's pretty violent.
Oh.
yeah.
But you've seen Joker, right?
Yeah, Joker's great. Joker's
Yeah,
great.
that's pretty violent too. That's a great movie though.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think about The Dark Knight? You like The Dark Knight?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, that changed comic book movies for me when I first started, when I watched Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. That's when it really started becoming like my favorite type of movies, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Because for a while I was really
like,
into comedies, and then once I started watching Christopher Nolan movies, that really changed everything for me.
Movie that got me into superheroes movies was probably Civil War.
Okay. So
Yeah.
are you a big Marvel guy?
Yeah, I love Marvel and I love DC. They're both really good.
That's awesome. I appreciate people like you, because I know that a lot of us, we like to just, say that I'm strictly DC or I'm strictly Marvel, and you can't go to the other side. And I appreciate that you like Marvel and DC. And, I respect Marvel for what it is. And I watch all the Marvel movies when they come out. I watch them. And, they're good. But to me, I just prefer the DC movies, the DC content over them. But I'm not saying that they're bad. Obviously they're not. They make a lot of money and they do very well.
Yeah.
But
Marvel is great.
Yeah. So what's your favorite Marvel movie?
My favorite Marvel movie, oh geez, that's tough. Probably Endgame. I mean, I really
okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We got one from Kamal. Did you enjoy watching Bill and Ted Face the Music new trailer? I did.
What? Now,
what's that?
did that actually come out?
Yeah, it came out the other day. It was like a minute and a half. You got to check it out.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Definitely make a sequel to those.
Oh man, you're excited. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we got someone else joining our stream. We got Xever Fetz.
What up? What's up, y'all?
Happy you could join.
Yeah, I was out in the garage building a workbench, and I was like, I didn't know this guy was streaming. He sent the link. I was like, got to get on for a minute.
Okay, take your time, buddy. Yeah, so My wife, she said that she was going to be leaving today at some time, but she didn't know when. And then she was like, "All right, I'm leaving now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can live stream.
All the cat's away.
Exactly. But I do have my son sleeping right now, so I have to pay attention to make sure he doesn't wake up.
Yeah. You're so young that you have to have a monitor.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I got it right here.
I'm actually,
He's back.
actually in my bathroom right now because apparently I gotta be a bit quiet.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, if it's a problem and you can get off, I'm happy you joined, but
No, it's fine. It's fine.
okay.
Number 1 or number 2, buddy.
live exclusive. And we got.
I only wish I could bring you that kind of content.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, we got
What
a
up?
hell of a cast right here right now. Welcome to the show. It's Nick, right?
Yeah.
And your show is Nikitina 214. Got it. And you, my friend, are going to be joining me Tuesday night, correct?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to that. And I look forward to popping up on your show too. But for some reason, you like to have your shows at like midnight. So,
East Coast time, that is.
yeah. Are you in
Yeah.
California?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Oh, okay.
So I'm on right now, but we'll see how long this lasts because I have my kids here, and if they have a meltdown, then that'll be it. I'll just
Gotta
vanish
do
like
it.
that. Yeah,
Hey,
you know what I mean.
don't worry. My son's sleeping right now, and I'm watching him on the monitor. So as soon as he wakes up, I got to get off anyway.
Yeah.
It's really a horrible feeling when you have the monitor because I have the same one, and when you hear them start crying or moving around, you're just like, oh, and all of a sudden, and then you have to go jamming in there. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll wait. I'm like, he's moving. Okay, maybe he'll go back to sleep.
Yeah,
And he
that's
starts making that noise like, I'm like, oh, damn.
I have a question.
what do you got? Uh-oh. You there?
So
There we go.
what's your take on the John Wick movies?
Oh my god, I love them. Man, John Wick. When I first watched the John Wick at home on DVD. I saw it came out in theaters, and I didn't really think much of it. I thought it would be one of those like red box, C grade movies. And I picked it up one day just to watch it because I was bored, and I put it on, and I was like, wow, this is like one of my favorite action movies of all time. And I love the trilogy. I love every single one. I think they did a great job. So yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think John Wick is kick ass, man. It's
Man.
definitely worth a watch.
That's nice. No, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen any of them.
Really?
Yeah, my kids have been like, hey, you gotta watch it. And I'm like, all right. But I just haven't sat down and watched it. It's on, the on demand and all that. I see it every day, and I'm like, maybe another day. I just keep pushing it off.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of them. I've seen the first one, and I thought that was pretty good. But no, I haven't had a chance to watch all of them. Kind of like what Xever was saying. Like, I have my kids,
John
and
Wick
so
4
trying to watch
and
it
The
is like
Matrix
really
4
hard.
Yeah.
They're coming out this weekend.
I think that's the only thing that Bill and Ted is lacking is that he shaved that beard off, man. Shaving that beard just like showed his age so much. I was like, he looked bad, like Corey Feldman bad. I was like, oh man, grow that thing out.
That's why I said it looked like he had makeup on.
He should have kept the beard. He should have kept the
He
beard.
definitely should have.
It didn't make any sense because if you tried to make him younger, like he was a teenager, then it makes sense. But the fact that he still grew up, I don't understand why he can't have a beard.
Even that shirt, the button-up shirt, the red one, it's like it doesn't go. It's not long enough. It looks weird on him. It's like he has long arms, and then the bottom of that or the base of that shirt is just like, dude, you look goofy. I'm like, who was in wardrobe that day?
Yeah, it's like they're obviously older than they were, and it shows. It's not like they aged and like their apparel aged with them.
Yeah. It's kind of like Martin Lawrence, trying to get Fresh Prince Will Smith back into Bad Boys. It's Alex Winter was like, hey, let's do another Bill and Ted. It's like Keanu's like, I got so much going on, but I can do some charity work.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy that trailer dropped though, because I needed that.
We do need
We
new
need
content.
something.
Everything's been pushed
Yeah.
back again.
Everything to push back.
Godzilla, Wonder Woman, Tenet.
Yeah,
what
that's
was the other? Dune.
Yeah.
All that stuff is just pushed back. I mean, the only thing that we have that's actually consistent right now, I was telling my friend Max, is Stargirl. That's the only thing that's coming out that's like a consistent thing, because that's already in the bag. That all they have to do is just upload the videos and make them available.
Yeah, and I mean that's what concerns me, is that how filming has been stopped for so many months now. That all
I
those
have a quick
movies.
nitpick about Black Widow. So basically they keep pushing it back, even though like they have Disney Plus. Why not just release it there?
Money.
Yeah.
Money. They think that
True.
theater money's gonna save them. But I mean, seriously, the whole social distancing minus going out in demonstrations and stuff like that. In close quarters, people aren't going to be wanting to go out to the movie theater just yet. The only movies that you're going to be able to go out and see that are actually going to thrive a little bit more is like drive-in movies.
Yep.
So, and a lot of those have to sort of get reinvigorated again, because in my city we lost a lot of them. I think we only have one, and it's 10 to 20 miles outside of the city limits.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys probably saw that Wonder Woman is now pushed to October.
Yeah.
And I think that's because they saw that. They said, okay, we're gonna release it in August, but then they're like, well, no, we should probably push it back even further, because by the time the movie theaters open up and everything, there's going to be all these like rules and stipulations on sitting only having like half capacity and only playing the movies every
the
like 3 hours.
Concessions won't be available.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's a lot of their money right there. Concessions.
No sodas, no beer, nothing. And the thing too is that they're basically projecting out like, okay, let's push it to October, because by then maybe it's all over with, this whole COVID thing. But we don't even know. And just the other day,
it's not going anywhere. Well, it's not being obliterated from the world.
No, it's not being obliterated.
It's a strand of the flu that's going to be there seasonally, and it's just going to continue. And all they're going to do is create a vaccine, and that's kind of it. It's in the world. You have to deal with it. You have to live with it. And just like going to the grocery store, things have relaxed a lot. I mean, I'm in a big city. I'm in the fourth largest city in the U.S. And so we. If you go to the grocery store, like weeks, maybe a couple months ago, they had this attendant that would clean everything. They clean all the buggies and clean. Now they just have the cleaning product there for you, and it's just like slowly going to go back to nobody cleans crap. Because I mean, in actuality, everybody should have been cleaning, from the jump. Yeah. But it's like, wow, you're now doing this. I mean, all the different restrooms, urinals, stalls, all that stuff, that we touch and don't even think twice about,
That's funny, because I go to the grocery store every Saturday morning, and I went today and I had a thought of like, man, I've never seen these grocery carts look so clean in my life, because they're constantly cleaning them, every day, every person, like they're nonstop. But like before, like it was just like so dirty, and they could, it was
sticky from the kids.
Exactly. So it's a lot of, I know a lot of like negatives have come out of this, but a lot of positives are coming out of this as well. Like you said, now everyone's cleaning their hands and everything. But we got Bat Dan 530 saying that we need to wear a hazard suit when we watch the movie.
Hazmat,
Well, I guess if there is a positive to any of this, is that people are now washing their hands. So I guess that's a good thing.
So, like, everything was about reopening in my state, and I was in Minnesota.
What's that? Say that again?
So, and then, like, all this riots and stuff started happening. So, basically everything closed again, and I couldn't even go to the movies.
Where are you located?
Yeah.
What state are you in?
It sucks a lot.
I don't want to go there.
Pataw, what state are you in?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's where it all went
Minnesota.
down. Excuse my language.
How dare you? How dare you? On your own stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's out.
Yeah, that's
He's out. You're out.
But yeah, no, I think my buddy Mick Minus, he put out a tweet, showing the whole Wonder Woman thing, and he's like, I think they just need to realize that movie theaters are done. Like, and I think I'm coming around to that idea too. Is everything is going to streaming, and I think the sooner they accept it, the better. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think they're gonna have like pay-per-view event type, movies now for the home. So like you pay like a premium for Wonder Woman 84, and you don't own it, but you get to watch it.
Yeah.
And that's what they're gonna start doing. And people will pay for that because they want entertainment. And people and during this, like Home Depot, Lowe's. I mean, that's what I'm doing in the garage. I mean, I'm fixing up my house because I ain't got else to do. So. Everybody's buying big screen TVs and all that stuff and getting it ready and fixing up your house so that it's a natural thing in evolution. It's going to just be at home and they're just going to charge a premium, arm and a leg, and people are going to pay through the nose just because it's new content.
Yeah, exactly. I think
that's
you're right.
actually what a movie called Scroll World is doing. They're literally doing it. It's like $20 to rent it, and I think that's pretty good because like that's the same price as the movies. Like say you had 4 people going to the movies in Minnesota, that's like $5 a ticket. So yeah, that's a decent deal.
I'm happy you brought up the Trolls movie because for a long time, I think they were afraid to release like a big title on like streaming because again they want all the movie theater money.
Yeah.
And now with COVID and what's going on with the pandemic and everything, is they were forced to. There was a lot of movies. Now, I'm not saying Trolls was a big title movie, but it was an opportunity for them to say, okay, now let's drop a movie like that on a streaming or not streaming, but video on demand, and let's charge $20 to watch it. And I don't know how it ended up, but I heard that apparently the first Trolls movie, it made like $100 million. Maybe it's like first weekend or something like that. And then the second one, which came out on video on demand, made like $100 million as well, and that's more money for them because they're not paying the movie theaters.
Yeah, they're not paying for marketing. Yeah. They're not paying for any expenses. They're not paying for physical media to get out to the different theaters. And also, I mean, it's a kids movie, and kids, kids movies generally.
I thought the same thing too, but I wasn't gonna say it.
I was quiet. I was like,
no, I was.
So where you stay at?
Are you in the bathroom right now?
No, I was.
Oh no! He's gone. That was all your fault.
I was curious because he said there was like riots going on and everything. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tyler's creeping.
Tyler, look what you've done. Your first guest, you pushed him right out.
I'm canceled. No, he was not my nephew either.
Is he your son?
No, my son's sleeping. Well, I think my son's sleeping. Let's check on that, actually.
He's like, go into the room. I want you to log in.
Yeah. I need the views.
Yeah, he's still sleeping.
I need the age demographic. I need you to log in right now.
Hey, send me a Cash App.
Oh, man. Collections, trailers, and medleys going hard.
A super chat now.
Yeah, there you go. Super chat.
It's on my card.
Do you want your allowance? Send me a super chat.
You better buy it.
I ain't watching Trolls again for you. So.
Tenet, probably the only movie going to watch in theater this year.
See, August ascended. Wow. The show just took a hard left turn.
He's a funny guy. I was watching the newest Lightcast podcast from last night, and he was on there dropping jokes too.
That's what he does. That's definitely what he does.
All right.
Here, my son's over here trying to get me. Here, take this.
There he is. His tablet crashed. It's all good, man.
Wow.
It's all good.
Run where you can.
Yeah.
I'll hold them off for you.
Yeah.
I was happy
Let's talk about Tenet.
I was happy that it got on the stream though, because like I see all these people that come on all the time, and I don't know who they are. Like I don't see profile pictures. And then you put them on the show, and it's like didn't even expect that. But
I know. I was like, should I click on the link or should I wait to see how this turns out?
I definitely thought twice about it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna join. Wait, let's just see how it plays out, and then we'll go from there.
So, I guess who was it? Asked me. Q asked me if. He said Tenet's going to be the only movie he's going to watch in the movie theaters. I wonder what's going on with Tenet. Speaking of which, because Christopher Nolan was holding on pretty strong for that July release date, and he still hasn't come out and said.
Is that Warner Brothers?
Yeah, that's Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
If they move back Wonder Woman, I'm sure they're going to move back. That as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman was supposed to come out in June, and now it's coming out in October.
It was supposed to come out last year. And
Yeah.
then June, then it went to August, and now it's in October. Pretty soon it's coming out Christmas
they already
Eve,
have all the promotional stuff, like the Dorito bags and all that. It's already, it's like.
I want to find those. I want the Dorito bag.
And Patty Jenkins,
I have them on my wall.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when I used to have stuff like that? I used to keep they had Pepsi cans of episode 1. And they had all the characters, and I had them all. And for some reason, I don't know why, but like a couple of them like busted on their own on the shelf. I'm like, what? Something's wrong. So I ended up throwing them all away because it was like Pepsi all over my walls. I was like, this is not a good investment.
They're like in direct sunlight. Damn it! I didn't count on that. No, but I think Tenet is going to get pushed back. It looks like a phenomenal movie. It looks amazing, but with everything going on right now, it's just not going to happen. And it's unfortunate. And I think we all feel the same way because this whole thing is just super annoying. But obviously, it's the right thing to do for the health and safety of everybody else. Mm-hmm. But I think Tenet is going to be. I mean, just watching the trailer, it just looks phenomenal. It looks like another total. I don't want to swear, but it's just going to screw with your mind the entire time you're watching the movie. It reminds me a lot of like Inception, but I think it's going to be a lot better than that. And that was a good movie
Inception,
too.
But also, what's that other movie with Brad Pitt where he's aging backwards?
Oh, Benjamin Button.
Yeah. It's like that, but it's not him; it's the world. Or whatever situation. So it's interesting. It's and that's one good thing that I like about Nolan is that he has these interesting takes on like what ifs, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm down for that. So I like it.
That's why he's my favorite director, is because his movies, you really have to pay attention, but he always likes to mess with time. He never just gives you a simple plot, unless it was just like, the Dark Knight trilogy, which was kind of straightforward. But I'm saying, like, he loves to mess with time. You really have to pay attention to what's going on. I mean, like Memento, Inception, The Prestige, now Tenet. I mean, that's why I just love the dude, because his movies are they're so good. They're so well put together.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to Tenet. So yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Now I know who you are. That was kind of creepy for me to say, but whatever.
He's gonna boot us off now.
He's like,
now
I'm just digging a hole.
That's what I do. I just dig the hole. I'm gonna work down the 95 man.
This is it. After this, Howard's like, so moving forward, I'm not going to be doing any more live streams.
Yeah. That my new show is now canceled.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I'm currently registered.
We're never going to see a link for Tyler again.
Yeah.
He's like, it's only DMs now, baby.
I'm about to just get off.
Tyler, this is a great show. I'm really happy I came on.
Oh well, I'm happy you guys joined to watch me melt down. So Xever, you're on like the Four Nerds show, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
he is. It's a great show. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, we interviewed Sean O'Connell and we're like, all right, well, it's downhill from here. So do we want to interview each other? That was like the top. I was like, okay, top tier. And Sean was like, yeah, I think this is gonna be the last interview I do for a while. And then I was like, I saw him. I think he was on the Film Junkie. I was
last night, definitely. So this is it for me. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. He's like, you guys gotta have an exclusive because I'm kind of burnt out on all this exposure. I'm not gonna do anything until next year when his book is about to release. He's gonna have to press the flesh and get it out there and get it known.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was like, it doesn't matter. It was a good interview. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
Oh,
So
I watched it.
Good.
Who are you guys having on this Monday?
Well, we tried to get Film Junkie. We tried to get him, but I guess he's busy. He has other things he's doing. So I'm letting Sil take the lead on that and try to get us some talent. If not, we're just going to interview each other.
He actually still DM me, and he's actually bringing me on the show.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not just kidding.
Yes. All right, I got to make a thumbnail. See you guys.
It's gonna be me and Pataw 8.
So I'm guessing this guy's name's Iffy.
So, where you stay at, brother?
I'm going to turn the lights down right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So Iffy says, I'm surprised Michael Caine isn't in Tenet, but he is.
He is in Tenet.
Yeah.
He's in the trailer.
He's in every Nolan movie. Yeah, but I see a laughing face. I don't know if you know that or not, but yeah, he is in the movie. The Ascendant Ancient says, I'm never going to acknowledge him again. That's not true. You're a cool dude.
He's gonna ban you right now. No, the other day when they had Sean O'Connell on there, he was in the chat line just like he just saying the most ridiculous things. It was so hilarious. And then Sean O'Connell was like, "Yeah, I wanted to interview Ascendant." And he's down there like, "Let's do it. Let's do it right now. It'll be off the record." And nobody's acknowledging him.
Yeah,
I feel so bad. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then Sean O'Connell goes, "Yeah, I would love to interview her or him, whichever."
Sean had no idea.
Yeah, he had no idea.
Fan casting question: who can you guys see play Victor Freeze, Bane, Scarecrow, and the ventriloquist Scarface in the DCEU?
Arnold Schwarzenegger for Victor Freeze.
That's a load. Oh,
as long as he's wearing his polar bear, shoes, I'm down.
Hey, everybody, chill.
Victor Freeze. I think Victor Freeze should be Mark Strong. Yeah.
it's a good one.
And
That'd be a good one. Real good one.
It would. I mean, unfortunately, he's already playing, Dr. Savannah and Sinestro. I mean, he could be Lex Luthor. He could be. He's just the classic villain right there. Just
yeah.
Anybody
hair, shave his head, whatever.
Anybody with a bald head, he can play that character. like to a T.
Scarecrow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know there's this whole thing about what's his name, Scott Fowler, trying to play the Riddler. I mean, I have no idea. That just kind of like kind of put in my face. This past week or maybe 2 weeks ago. But I always thought Edward Norton would be a great Riddler. And if not, because I mean, he's there. You're going to cast or you need to cast somebody who's old. Who's as old or perhaps older than Ben Affleck, because this is sort of like the latter years of his run as Batman. So you're going to be casting old people to be playing these roles, and they have to be somebody who still has some form of physicality, but also can go toe to toe with Ben Affleck's performance.
When it comes to was like Scarecrow, or especially if it was the Riddler, but I know Paul Dano's playing the Riddler and Matt Reeves is Batman, but one actor I like and I think that we might see again because he's familiar with Zack Snyder and he's been in the DCEU world before and he's played different characters is Matthew Good. I think he would be good for, let's say, the Riddler or Scarecrow. He played Ozymandias and Watchmen, and I think he kind of has that.
And Zach like using the same actors as well. He's very partial to people. Once he uses them and he's happy with their performance or their work, then he usually keeps them on.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see a South American Bane.
Yeah,
with an
that'd be-
accent.
that would be cool.
And,
That would
and
be cool.
also, I'd like to be able to understand what the hell he's saying. So,
Yes. No, the best Bane so far in any form of media. The best Bane is the one that's on the Harley Quinn show. Dude, you're gonna fall off.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
don't put your
portrayal
kids
yet.
in peril. No, I haven't seen the Harley Quinn show either. I saw that one snippet of the guy wearing the shirt, but that's as much as I've seen for the Harley Quinn show. Scarecrow the ventriloquist.
Scarface,
Somebody.
I don't know.
It would be. I got one. Hold on. I forgot his name though.
Like
We're at
Dustin
standstill.
Hoffman.
Danny DeVito. What's this guy's name? I had it too. Here it is.
I'd love to see. I mean, I wasn't thrilled with the way they handled Scarecrow in Nolan's trilogy. I want to see a fleshed out, like really
Yeah.
kind of like the Arkham Knight series, sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that type of Scarecrow. Somebody really imposing, and I like the effects that they did in Batman Begins with him. You know, as far as like
Yeah.
you know when you know Bale was put on fire and you know and all that. I thought that the sack on the guy in the suit was a little bit. It left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's true.
Dave Bautista says Bane. Eric, that's a great suggestion. But you know, for someone like the ventriloquist, if I'm pronouncing that right, I think what's his name? Stanley Tucci. I think he would do really good. I think he's a phenomenal
Okay.
actor. I mean, that guy is just incredible in everything that he's in. And you know, he kind of has that. You know, he can present himself as kind of like this meek man who's, you know, then he has this other side of him that comes out in
Sure.
in the puppet. I forgot the puppet's name. What is it?
Scarface.
Anyway. Yeah, Scarface. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, an easy win would just be say Pacino. Just like Scarface, what? Oh, it makes so much sense.
There he is.
But what was that other guy? The other guy from Fargo.
Yeah.
He would be a pretty good ventriloquist. Just he was in that other show, the redhead guy. I can't remember what his name is, but I think he's very mild mannered, and I think he could probably I mean he's old as crap though, but I mean again you're messing with an old Batman, so. South Cali guy, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on, buddy? I know that Scott Fowler's been going hard with the Riddler, man. He's all in.
I'm curious, and it's cool. I admire his fervor, but like, what sparked that? I mean, I know he worked on the Dead one,
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah, I know he worked on that with Snyder.
Yeah,
and Snyder does like
Dead
using,
one.
that Dead movie
The
with
Dead
the
one,
zombies.
I had him on my show, and that's what intrigued me. And what I thought because I actually, when he started this whole thing, I actually messaged him, DM'd him, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on with this? Is this like legit?" Like, and he was like, "I can't talk about it." So I was like, "Can't talk about it." Yeah.
What do you mean you can't talk about it?
So
like Stan Benjamin all over again?
Yeah. So then, like, maybe a couple
I
weeks
have a
later,
restraining order against me.
In
I
darkness,
can't talk about it.
Well, yeah, he's like, I can't say much about it. But I then had him on the show, and I was always under the impression that something was going on behind the scenes, and maybe Zach was like, "Hey, I need a Riddler," like maybe start. I don't know. Maybe you can audition for it or something. And he just like took that and ran with it. I don't know. So I had him on the show, and I was curious. I was like, where did this whole thing come from? And where it came from was that someone casted him as the Riddler on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, he would be a good Riddler," and that kind of stuck with him. So he was like, "Oh shit," so he was like been campaigning.
He's been like reading up on riddles. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but he hey man, I appreciate. He's all in. He's like,
He's all in.
T-shirts
He actually posted one the other day, and I solved it within like less than a minute. I think the answer was a Venus flytrap, so I posted
Is
a
it
picture.
helicopter?
Helicopter.
I know, right?
I posted a picture of Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah. Seymour.
Helicopter.
Those were great, and that's okay. I'm sorry. I know, Tyler, you love the Nolan Batman movies. I cannot take Christian Bale's lisp serious in the Batman cowl.
That's
I mean,
fine.
that's why I like Batfleck a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because
because of the lisp. The lisp
I'm like,
it's just
so
really
anyway, like I was saying, Alfred, somebody's gonna get the Batmobile. So what state do you live in, kid?
Are you in the bathroom?
I'm never gonna let. Oh, you guys are never gonna let me live that down.
Can you take your shirt off?
Oh no! That's going too far. You've gone to the dark side.
Hey, but honestly, I think he was in the bathroom because there was like a shower.
He
rod.
was. Yeah, Tyler was trying to get him like, "Hey, dude, if you gotta go, man, we understand. You can jump off the stream. It's a link." So
Tyler was the end. Like, hey,
the link is
good wherever you're at.
Well, getting back to the Christian Bale Batman voice, I always appreciated that. I liked how he changed
I
it
like
up.
that he tried. Yeah, I like that he tried the ground.
But listen. This is why we love Zack Snyder, and he just, when it comes to his movies, he just does a lot of research and really, he took the voice and he said, how can I make this different? And he's like, I'll just computerize it. And then I was like, oh shit, that's even better. Duh.
It makes more sense too.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like if either one of us got hella big and buff and went out as Batman, and I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, what? But if I had a computerized voice, like, what are you doing? They'd be like, oh my god, he's a monster.
It makes more
it's
more
like hella
sense.
dark,
And now you can look back on the Christopher Nolan and be like, what was he doing? But at the time I enjoyed it, but now it's like, that obviously that makes more sense. If you're gonna be Batman, you're just gonna computerize your voice.
Christian Bale's audition when he was, trying to vie for the role of Batman.
Yeah.
When he did that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm down. But then just watching the whole movie and then the whole trilogy, and I was like, nah, sorry. I mean, here we go. I like the suit in Batman Begins better than I liked the two the Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight. I thought it was just a bit more muscular, a bit more imposing with the thick neck. Even though he couldn't turn his head, I thought he looked a lot more vicious than in the other two.
Vicious.
Yeah, menacing, imposing. But seeing, of course, they did the whole thing where he could turn his head, but his head was like huge because it like the top of the head went up quite considerably, and it looked odd. And then the rest of his parts were like foam. So like you could tell, like in the Dark Knight Rises in the daytime scenes, it looked really bad when he was fighting. Like you could look at it and say, oh man, that's just not that material doesn't look good in that lighting. It's kind of like Justice League, how Superman, you can see the shiny chrome crap underneath, because when the costume designer worked with Snyder on the costume itself, that was and foreknowing that he was going to use a different not lens, but a different the monochrome sort of, not monochrome, just the lighting template that he always uses, a little bit more washed out, less saturated, so that shininess wouldn't show through.
Yep.
And then doing it in Justice League, beefing up the saturation, it just looked ridiculous.
I know.
It was like if Zach could see that shot, he'd be like, "Okay, that's not how you put that suit on film. What are you doing?" It just looked really bad. It was, you could see them like sticking out. It just like, obviously the suit wasn't made to be in that kind of color grading or lighting, and so it just made everything on top of everything look really bad. There were already a lot of bad elements that were like going on at the same time.
I forgave the whole mustache thing. I was like, I'm not going to judge him. It's fine. I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to watch this thing because for some reason they felt like they needed to reshoot the whole thing almost. And so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But from the hippopotamus all the way to the, Truth and Justice, I was like, nah, this thing sucks.
This is garbage. Garbage. And there's just so many scenes in that movie, and we were talking about this on my last show. We're talking about the scenes where Batman's laying on the floor going, something's definitely bleeding, stuff like that. It's like if Tony Stark says something like that, you'd probably laugh and go, whatever. But when Batman says that, you're like, why is he Batman?
See, my thing is that I think Batman is showcased a little too much anyway, because he should always be in the shadows.
No, we need more Batman all the time.
And we need Batman smiling. And I also
Pardon me.
Can we have a shirtless Batman and have Wonder Woman come in and give him a vigorous chest massage? Can you please put a red shawl over her for some reason?
But still, like, what was he wearing in that scene? If you watch the scene again, like the shirt that Ben Affleck is wearing, I don't even know what that is. I guess that's what he wears underneath his suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks so odd. It was almost like a stuntman shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is he wearing? What's happening right now? And then he lifts up the back of his shirt to like show his bruises. He's like, and like he just looks out of shape. He looks like it looked like me doing that. I was just like, ooh, that's not a good shot. But he kept it in there anyway. It was like, oh, okay, whatever. I guess like goes along with all the other bad shots of this movie. It doesn't even matter anymore.
So South Cali guy says with Hollywood starting to reopen or trying to Friday, do you feel Zach is going to want to start additional photography ASAP, or would he want to wait? What do you guys think about that?
I think he should start ASAP. I think he just break the
Depends
rules.
on
Get
where
out
he
there.
is. Yeah. Well, it just depends on where he is on his zombie movie, Army of the Dead. Is that completed? Because I mean, that's his focus. That's what his. He still has to get paid for that. That's on contract. He has a deadline on that. So as soon as that's fulfilled, then it's time to put the rubber to the metal and press the flesh and go. But I mean, Victor Koo, he'll let us know.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, I said that, but then at the same time, he's gonna have to sign an NDA.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's not
go there and
gonna-
like start taking selfies.
Yeah. He's not gonna say a word.
He's gonna go live when he gets there.
I want to say this. I want to say
Yeah.
as soon as I think he's lying. As soon as he won that competition, I bet they got his ass out there right away, and they said, "Don't say a word. Don't even say you got the slate." And they probably filmed something. He probably knows some stuff.
That could be a lawsuit though, right there, man.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, the way he is. I mean, if it was somebody else that's like, "Hey, I'm an opportunist," then yeah, putting his life in danger. Even though it doesn't matter, but with this COVID thing, I don't think that they would have done something that I want to say careless.
Yeah.
They're a big company. So I know Snyder is good to do it. He's going to have Victor out. He's going to have everybody on set. I just think it hasn't been done yet. It's all been pushed back because of the closing down of Hollywood, closing down of because of COVID and all that. Everything was pushed back. Which, hey, you know what? More time is better for me because hey, that gives you more time to come up with better ideas or to marinate on some of those ideas and say, hey, you know what? I wasn't quite right on that. I should do this or whatever. There's so many times that Zach's gonna hit the toilet, man. He'd be like, "What? Oh man, that's a great idea."
Well, he also, which is for a long time, we just wanted a year. We just wanted an announcement, pretty much. So they didn't give us a date yet. They told us 2021. So now we know that it's coming 2021. So we officially got that, which is awesome. Now we can say it's happening next year. Done deal. We know it's coming to HBO Max. At the same time, I feel like they want Zach to get going like right away because this is huge for HBO Max.
Yeah,
content. Yeah, exactly. And this is like they're riding high off this. So I feel like as soon as they can get this ball rolling, they're gonna be like, boom, let's go. Let's go.
And Ayers said he's not gonna do anything with his until Zach's is out. He's not gonna step on his toes, even though it's a precursor, prequel, whatever. He's still not going to do anything, even if it is the same effects company that's working on both films.
Yeah.
He's still not going to release it before Zach's because hey, this is all about Zach.
So you guys and Tyler, thank you so much for having me on. I gotta go because my kids are escaping. Although I don't want you to see my son. So thank you for having me on.
No problem.
But I gotta run. You guys follow me at the Nikitina show, and then Tuesday, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Awesome. I'll see you Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
All right.
All right.
Oh, I gotta find my. All right. See you guys later.
Later.
And then we got Sil with the $2.
Man, that guy's always lurking.
He's the man. Just
always
lurking.
Through. Does he sleep? Jeez.
Sil, are you still here? If you're still here, come on. But you said you're just passing through, so maybe you're not. I don't know. What else we got here? Is the New Gods movie still happening? Honestly, I don't know. I hope not.
I hope that what's her name? Not Kathy Yen.
Ava
DuVernay. Yeah, I hope that she's off.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I want her to be off that. I want the other chick to be off. Oh, not chick. I'm so sorry. The other lady to be off of writing The Flash.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sorry, but her last 2 movies for me just weren't that good. She needs more. She needs more under her belt. She needs to go write some more stuff and then come and do a big DC property. I mean, The Flash is a big property. Birds of Prey, small property. I was like, sure, as a test, sure. You know, test it out. You know, whatever. You know, see how that turns out. But to come and do The Flash, that's like saying, hey, Christina, you want to come over here and just write the Batman? Like, no, I'm so sorry. You don't have enough under your belt to write Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman or the Flash or even Aquaman or hell, even Cyborg. None of the mainstay, Justice Leaguers. You know, if you want to come in, if they say, hey, you know, do a Booster Gold movie, okay, I'll check it out. You know, and that'll give her more writing. You know, because I mean, you learn as you go. You know, and she'll build. You know, her writing style, and she'll get her feet planted in the ground, and she'll, you know, it'll be better. You know, I mean, you get better as you get more matured. And but please take her off the Flash. I want to see a Darkseid movie, but I would rather Zack helm that, just because he's developing. He's doing everything that is apocalypse related. He would be the best suited for that type of movie. You know, give us more. Introduce us, world build in Apocalypse and New Genesis. Show me what that's about. You know.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks because every DC property now we're like, I want Zack to direct it.
Same thing with the Batman movie with Ben Affleck. I'm like, if that's gonna kill the guy. Zack Snyder should direct it.
Exactly.
And Ben, it's just use Ben's script.
We're such diehard fans. It's like, oh, a Star Wars movie directed by Zack. Let's do it.
That might be good.
It's like, oh, like, I mean, honestly, like
Phasma comes back.
I am not the biggest fan of zombie movies, but I'm excited for Army of the Dead because I'm like, it's Zack Snyder, so I'm so down for it.
I liked the old zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead. It was I forget what year it came out, but it was a black and white, and that one's really good to like watch at night at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You're the only one in the room, you know, or the only one in the house, and that's a good movie to watch then. So.
Yeah. Well, to go back to the whole Ava DuVernay thing, she rubbed me the wrong way from day one.
With the Kathy Yen thing?
No. I mean, like when I first heard that she was going to be directing the movie or whatever that came out, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I feel like now. Well, it all started on a negative note because actually, was it? I feel like it went down as soon as Zack was fired or let go from Justice League. That's when we found out that she was doing a New Gods movie, and I was still really salty at the time. What's going on? And then I saw like she like ran her mouth a lot on Twitter, and I was just like, I don't like this woman. What has she done? And she's only directed one movie, and it was the Time. What was it called?
The Oprah Winfrey movie, the one that's not made for us, with Captain Marvel in it. Something about time. And something in time. Oh God! A Wrinkle in Time.
Wrinkle in Time. Yeah, and I didn't watch it, but I heard it was bad. And I think was it John Campea? That was back when I was watching John Campea. He said that she attempted to make a movie that couldn't be made. So he's like trying to give her credit for that, but he just said, it was
every movie that can be made should be made and can be made. There's never an opportunity where you can't make a movie. If you can't make a movie, then it wasn't made for you. You need somebody with more tenure, same thing, experience. Bring Spielberg, bring Chris Nolan. Can Chris Nolan's Wrinkle in Time do better than Ava DuVernay's? I would say yes. I would say absolutely yes. James Cameron, yes. You know, these are people who have a long list of they have failures too, but I mean, they have a long list, and you learn from your failures. Exactly. So hopefully Ava has learned, and maybe she can go off and do some other movies, but I wouldn't want her in this property. And look at, just on Twitter, you mentioned where, Kathy Yen and Ava DuVernay were like, jumping on what's her name? Grace Randolph. You know, do you ever see Zack Snyder jumping on anybody like? Do you ever see James Wan, Patty Jenkins,
Nope.
David Ayer going off or saying something really derogatory to a potential fan?
Nope.
Or whatever? They have class. They have, they're more mature.
Exactly.
These two are not. And if that's the way that you're going to conduct yourself, then see you later. We'll have plenty of movies. There's plenty of directors out there that would love to jump in their seat.
As a director, you're in a position where you're making a movie for millions of people that could possibly see this movie. Do you think every single person who's going to like your movie is going to agree with your movie? So no, you're in a position where you're going to have people that don't like your stuff that are going to come after you. You just have to, being in that limelight, you have to accept that and you have to move past that. Especially a man like Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder has some harsh criticisms.
Yeah,
and
and he's been a consummate gentleman the whole time.
Yep.
He could have definitely been like, what, screw you guys.
Yep.
But that's not gonna. What's that gonna do for him? That's not gonna do anything.
Exactly.
What is going to do something for him is to be stronger and not say a word. It takes more strength to hold your tongue than it does to spat out and say a whole bunch of crap. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, and that's one thing that I admire. And they're just like the cast. The cast will go out and they promote the movie, right? And some of those people know how to work the circuit, know how to present, and they're an ambassador for whatever studio, whatever movie. Well, so is the director, and the director needs to know how to conduct themselves in these types of environments as well. And that's exactly what Zach and Patty and James all know how to do, and I commend them for it.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, hey, man, if you got to go, man, I'll take off from here.
I swiped my finger to move my cursor, and it just took me off, and I was like, what the hell? But anyway, we got our boy back.
Hey, what's up?
Pataw goes back.
I just had to eat.
Oh, okay. And then we got Ancient is here. What is going on?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for popping on, buddy.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on what you were saying. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. You're on the top right corner.
Oh, Ryan?
Ryan, hi, Ryan.
How you doing?
See, what's been happening in Hollywood is that there's this movement of, okay, let's get women into Hollywood, right, to direct. Okay, cool, I'm fine with that, because personally, I can only list like one female director. So I see their point. Cool.
Yeah.
But here's the issue. They're only casting, they're getting directors, female directors, who have nothing under their belt. If you look at the Captain Marvel, it made its money because...
Captain Marvel?
Yeah, Captain Marvel made its money because they, did a hell of a marketing job, and they were like, hey, the first female movie to be ever made in existence. Cool.
Yeah, right after Wonder Woman.
Yeah. The first female hero. I'm like, hold up, did you guys hear about this Wonder Woman film? It came out 5 years ago. And so I was like, cool, you're going to get these directors to do this film, but they've had nothing on their list. They've had the smallest independent films that they've made, but they've done nothing that's, been anything near a massive comic book film like this. Mm-hmm. And, I get it. They tried to do this social justice thing, but it didn't work. They ruined a lot of things that were set up from like Iron Man 1, for example, the name S.H.I.E.L.D. They didn't call it S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first movie. They said Strategic Homeland Intervention, blah, 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 blah. But in, Captain Marvel, she's like S.H.I.E.L.D. every time. And let's not even get into the whole thing about the eye with Nick Fury.
Oh,
cat. So I get it. Like there's this issue of not enough females, whatever. But if you're going to get somebody, at least get them to do something smaller, because you can't just bring them in and put them into this massive movie.
Right. That's why on Birds of Prey, they had to have the guy from John Wick come in and direct some of the action sequences because she's unfamiliar with how to do that properly.
Because she's a nobody.
Execute it, right.
I liked Birds of Prey. That made it good. Like, I love what the guy from John Wick did with it.
Right.
Like,
and imagine if he had not done that. It would have been dumpster fire. I mean, I didn't like it at all. But it was only because, number one, you had a writer that doesn't have a lot under her belt. And number two, you had a director that Margot Robbie picked so that she could, in my opinion, control how this was how it was going to make her look, because
Yeah.
Margot Robbie was given 3 options: a Joker Harley movie, which she didn't want, a the Birds of Prey movie, and then also Gotham City Sirens, which she would have to share with Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and which are 2 huge characters in the DC lore, versus characters that are a little less well known, like Huntress and Black Canary and Little Batgirl, and it was a horrible story. I mean, it was all about Batgirl swallowing a diamond and Harley having to wait for her to poop it out. I was like, that's the movie.
You want
It's a trash film, and it's got potential, right? But Kathy Yen is a nobody. I'm sorry to say that, but she's done nothing. And if they had with on Star Wars, there's the guy that's been doing the animated films. I forget his name, but
Dave
he's
Filoni?
doing him. They're vetting him. They're helping him work up to doing a movie.
Right. John Favreau is and even the other lady that's over there. This she's going to get the Obi-Wan series. She did a great job.
Yeah.
What was her name? Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow.
Great talent right there. She knows what she's doing. And so they're vetting Dave Filoni and giving him. I think he had 2 episodes that he did for The Mandalorian. And they were okay. The second one that he did wasn't as good as the first, in my opinion, because it was just there's too many nostalgia, callbacks in that movie that I just found distasteful. All the Tatooine and stuff like that.
I have something to add on the female superhero movie situation. So Captain Marvel, I'm gonna just say this right now. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Terrible.
Oh my god! I was scared you were going to say it was the greatest movie you've ever seen. I was scared.
If it wasn't for the cat.
I'm going to tell you everything good about Captain Marvel. The cat and Nick Fury. That's it.
Well, that's what pissed a lot of people off, was the whole reason of how Nick Fury got his scars, is he made this big deal over it. What's
I felt
that?
like that was a kick in the face, but the rest of it, Brie Larson can't even act as a superhero. I watched a movie called Just Mercy the other day. She's a great serious actor, but when you put her in a superhero movie as Captain Marvel with a terrible soundtrack, that's just I'm just a girl, blah, blah, blah. That's literally the entire marketing. She's a girl. She's a girl.
I love that rendition, though. It's so good.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. And you know what? They ruined one of my favorite songs of all time. What was the song? Was it? It was a Nirvana song, wasn't it? Where she was talking to that woman. I don't even know where it was. It was about before there was a fight scene.
Sounds like Teen Spirit.
No, it was what's it called? I can't even. I said it's one of my favorite songs. I don't even know the name of it. Come As You Are. And it was, she was talking to the other chick. Was it Captain Marvel, wasn't it? Where she was she was breaking the ties with her or whatever. And they're playing that song, and I'm just like, this doesn't work at all. You're ruining this. Oh my god.
Because as I've said,
let me
these directors
explain how
have
much
the
of a
experience of a
disappointment
fish.
this was to me.
Yeah.
So, there's 2014. They announced Phase 3 of the MCU. They say Guardians of the Galaxy is coming, Infinity War is coming. All of these movies are coming. And so is Captain Marvel, and she's a girl. That's literally what they announced about Captain Marvel. And everybody went wild. And then we go to 2019, and everybody's disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, even though
it's crazy
Black Widow
how
movie
much
hasn't come out yet, I can guarantee you that. I mean, nobody cares about Black Widow anymore because she's dead. But I guarantee you that the Black Widow movie is better
because she's dead.
Better. It's just a better movie than the Captain Marvel that they released. And the only reason why it made so much money is because it was shoehorned in between 2 dynamic monsters of movies. It was in between Infinity War and Endgame. So people were like, "Oh, you have to go see the movies, or you're not going to know what the hell's going to go on in Endgame, right?" And it had nothing. There was nothing to allude to Endgame
But
at
the
all.
ending.
Post credits.
Just the
That
ending.
was just a post credits. It was like, hey, Captain Marvel is joining the Avengers, everybody. Then she's in the movie for like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Dude, I when I first
they-
started this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna make a quick caveat. Was that when I first started this channel, I was trying to put a lot of my videos on Reddit, and there was a Reddit chat about Captain Marvel or something like that, and I just went in there and I just said Captain Marvel was like one of the worst MCU movies I've ever seen, and I just got like trashed on. I mean, I had people coming out of the woodworks. Just like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the greatest movie. And that was the last time I was ever on Reddit. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. Like, I was getting downvoted like crazy. Just, I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But anyway, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just, and you know what's the worst part about this now, this whole movement, is that now, if you look at it, a male director isn't allowed to direct a female-led movie. Like, anything that's female groups, any female-led, it's all, and if it's a big company, they're always going to go for a female director.
Well, yeah,
You wanna know-
there's a fear in that if they don't go that way, then somebody's going to, complain. See, I'm in the mindset of all I want is a good director. Like Patty Jenkins is not a fantastic female director. She's a fantastic director that happens to be female.
Yes, and she's proven it.
Oh yeah,
she's shown that she can do it. Not because she's
I
a
can
female,
guarantee you
but she's a great freaking director.
Any other MCU director could have done Captain Marvel better than what whatever the director was for Captain Marvel did. I forgot her name. I don't want to remember it because she doesn't deserve any credit for anything. That's how bad it was.
Get this
You know what?
award.
The Emoji movie is better than Captain Marvel, in my opinion. The Emoji movie.
Emoji movie.
It's it's at a point in this world which is very frustrating, is like you guys are saying, that if it's a female-led movie, it has to be directed by a female director, and it's just that's not how. And now with the Oscars and everything, is you have to have black directors and female directors involved, and they have to be nominated and everything. And I
ridiculous.
I hate that. I want movies to be made because a studio goes, I want that director to make this movie, or that, you know what I mean? I don't want them to be like, no, we have to make sure it's a female director just because it's a female-led movie.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Imagine if Spielberg directed Captain Marvel. Imagine how good.
Hey, Mr. Nerdy.
How's it going, guys?
It's the Riddler.
Riddle me this, Ryan.
It's
So-
a helicopter.
Patogo, you
It's
just
never
said, did you say Steven Spielberg directing Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I said that would be. I think that would be good. That could make the movie good.
Well, I
Like,
mean, yeah, Steven
Spielberg,
Spielberg's a hell
he
of a
knows what
director.
he's
will never
doing.
come down slow.
He would never
Well-
direct that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would never direct it because he would just know that he would be able to pick on the next director of it,
Yeah.
and I would not blame him for that. Like, oh my goodness, I hate Captain Marvel so much.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, you're gonna get into DCU before Scott Fowler, buddy. it's you and him. Y'all are the last two on the list.
I feel like it might become a little bit of a feud, and if that's the case, I don't want that to happen. So
Ryan looks like Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson. Oh, thank
So,
you. Thank you.
I used
Yeah,
to be
I love him. He
on
has so many
Facebook
good movies. With James
I
I
Wan.
have an account
So-
called,
He was also in Snyder's
Xever.
film.
and
He
like
was Owlman
I
or
got
Night Owl.
banned off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Patogo?
Nice, but yeah, and on Facebook, I used to be in the same DCEU chat as you, and like I got banned off Facebook because a Captain Marvel fan I was kind of arguing with, she reported me because I had a different opinion, and she said I had a fake name. And now, if I want to get back into Facebook, guess what I gotta do?
What?
I
Make a
gotta
fake
provide
name.
a birth certificate, and there's no way I'm doing that.
Oh my
Huh.
goodness, that's crazy.
So
Yes.
it's either I start a completely new Facebook or I just stay off it, and that's what I'm doing. It's
Well,
so
it's-
stupid how
it's
crazy
so
Captain Marvel
sad.
fans are.
Well, that speaks to a bigger problem today, which is the social media. That if someone disagrees with somebody, people automatically take it as an insult, and it's sad. People aren't willing to have like actual conversations anymore, where they can actually talk about things in a subjective manner and respect others' opinions. That's become so less common nowadays.
Yeah, if you
But
differ
we're
with
the
my
right?
paradigm, then you're out.
What was that? Ascended Ancient?
I said, but we're the toxic ones, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because you disagree. And you could disagree with a smile on your face, and they still say, "You look at you, toxic, so toxic."
Well, hey, they can call us toxic all we want, but we got the Snyder cut.
Like
so
I like
woo!
Well, I mean, speaking of toxicity, guess what I got in the mail today?
Nice.
debating and arguing, and people don't understand that.
Right.
You got the trunks to match.
What was that?
You got the trunks to match.
Well, no, now I got the trinity of shirts. I got a BVS shirt with Batman logo. I have the Zack Snyder's Justice League, and now I have the release of Snyder Cut shirt. It's like, yes, I'm
So
good to go.
do you take them off and like set them aside so you don't ever have to like wash them? You know.
Oh, I'm washing them. That's
They're
gross,
warm.
man.
I haven't washed any of my Snyder cut shirts, just so you know.
Not gonna lie, Tyler, that's a little gross.
Yeah,
But listen. I'll tell you two reasons why. One is because I want them to stay fresh, because when you wash a shirt, the ink or whatever, it just ruins it. Two is I only wear them for my videos, so I'm not like going out all day sweating in them. So when I wear them, I just wear them for the videos. So you're looking at about 10 minutes. But you know what? It's getting to a point where I've been going on a year now, so I'm probably gonna wash them.
He just sprays them with Febreze.
yeah.
That's good.
Masks the smell.
His wife doesn't complain, so he's
I
good.
got to Integrity 101 saying. What Integrity 101 just said, it was the question before this. I would have to agree with you, Integrity 101, except in Instagram, people are actually nice there. Like, there's an
That's
entire rap community, and if we disagree with each other, we just let it slide. Like, it's so nice. Instagram is cool. The rest is terrible.
Yeah,
I think the ranking
So
goes
if you
like
want a non-disconnecting,
I think the list goes like the nicest goes from Instagram, then to
so,
like
yeah.
Vero, and then to like somewhat Facebook, and then Twitter's all the way at the most like bitter, like
With the Twitiots.
catapulting shot at each other. And
that's the problem with people these days, and it goes down to politics. That's where it really all started. Is to the point where people, with your political affiliation, they won't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Like that, I have arguments with people at work all the time about politics and shit. And I won't even get into that. But well, they usually bring it on to me, and I give my opinion. But at the end of the day, I still love those guys. They're still my friends, and I don't hold that against them. That's just one little part of who they are, and that's
you
the
can
problem with
disagree
people.
without hating, right?
Yes.
You can disagree without hating.
I can sit there and say that, I don't like this movie, but you do.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm happy you enjoy that.
Well, it's good to disagree because, iron sharpens iron, man. If you just hang around with people who are only like-minded and can only agree with you, then you're going to end up like George Lucas in Episode 1. He had yes men all around him. Nobody would give him any sort of pushback, and that's why that movie turned out the way it did.
Well, to be fair, actually, I've grown to have a fondness for episode 1. I'm not gonna say it's great, but
hey, did you see him behind the scenes? He was in the theater, and he was like, "Well, we put ourselves into a corner. We can't reshoot anything now because we're just gonna have to leave it in the movie." So, there are some narrative problems with that movie, but and it could have been so much better. That's why I appreciated Gary Kurtz more than I appreciate Rick McCallum, because Rick McCallum just did whatever George wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Senator Iving just said, when will they drop the trailer? Well, actually, Zach gave me the permission to drop it, and I dropped it when I first started the stream, so you missed it. You're going to have to go back and start over and rewatch it. So, yeah, it's on this stream, believe it or not. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, like, what the heck, man?
And don't forget to leave a like.
Please subscribe. Anyway.
You have to subscribe in order to see it. That's the only way.
That's been the age-old question for a couple weeks now. What's up? What were you going to say?
So most movie trailers
most movie trailers take like a while until like they drop after the movie's done. Unless it's a
Well-
rush movie, then they can just release it whenever. But
Well,
I think that Zack's gonna actually care for the Snyder Cut, obviously, and it's gonna be like a crazy movie. So I'm gonna guess sometime in early 2021 is my guess.
Like a full-on
I-
trailer, yeah, but I think teaser's going to come a lot sooner than
Yeah.
we
Oh, yeah.
realize.
Yeah, he wants to show people who aren't like us what he's doing. You know,
Right.
just sort of
Just
the
small
hype
clips.
machine needs to begin.
yeah.
And so, yeah, that's the point of the teaser. It's just like, hey, you know that movie that you thought you knew? Here's something you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
boom.
Advertising isn't for
Yeah.
us. We're gonna go watch it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Advertising
right.
is for people like our mothers. So
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it no matter what. I'm really excited for this. I love HBO Max. It's such a great streaming service, and just playing Justice League on there. Oh my goodness, I just cannot wait for this. This is gonna be probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
I mean, I just watched
Right.
6 episodes of Friends on HBO Max before this, so I'm just binge watching the crap out of that thing. So
You getting ready for their reunion?
yeah, well, maybe I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, nerdy.
I bounce
I
back
watched-
between The Office and Friends. So like
I
once I'm
like-
done with Friends, I'll probably go back to The Office.
Yeah. I know that I've been listening to a shit ton of Lightcast, and
Yeah.
according to them, like Zach's got many teasers ready to go, and they
with
even
individual characters.
Yeah.
He's trying to say that Ryan Reynolds is going to be the Green Lantern. I'm like, what? Get out of here with
Is he-
that
is he
hot
saying
mess. Well, that's what he was. I don't know if it's
They're
a joke.
theorizing that. They're
He's
theorizing.
throwing that out there, man. I'm like, there's no way,
Just
dude. There's
imagine.
no way.
I think if that were true, I
I'm
think the
pretty
only.
sure Ryan Reynolds
Oh, go ahead.
went play Green Lantern for $1 billion. I'm just gonna say that. Like Ryan
Well-
Reynolds hates that character now because of
Well,
what
cons-
terrible
Not only
that
that, they
movie
already
was.
recast what's her face, Carol Ferris, that was in Man of
Oh, yeah.
Steel. What's his name? Mark Strong is Sinestro. So I mean, is he going to play two characters? Because his character is going to continue in Shazam and Black Adam and all that. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, he could
if
play two
anything-
characters like Tamar Morrison.
If anything, I think he would have maybe like a cameo. Maybe not even as Green Lantern, but maybe just like a cameo in there or something like that. Because there was the whole thing of them tweeting out that a celebrity who tweeted out released the Snyder Cut is going to be a cameo in there. So I wouldn't say Ryan Reynolds would be Green Lantern, but like he might have a cameo in there somewhere, At least to pick on himself.
But
Yeah.
back to the topic of the trailer. If the movie is rushed, it will end up like one of my least favorite movies of all time, Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul.
I like
And,
Roderick
like,
Rules.
I'm pretty sure you guys haven't seen it, but they took everything good about the first three and just made it terrible. I hate that movie too.
Well, you won't have to worry about this movie being rushed because again, it's been
Bottom
being
three
worked on.
movies are the Emoji Movie, Diary.
That's fair.
Pixels?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing.
So
with the
back
trailer.
to that. Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul, Emoji Movie, and then Captain Marvel.
They're your
Yeah.
worst movies.
So yeah.
I think we don't have to worry about this movie being rushed because
But
it's been
I don't
worked
want
on off and on for
rushed.
3 years.
Like,
And so like we still have the bare bones of what he wants. And more so than that. So we don't have to worry about this being rushed. That's not gonna be a concern.
Yeah.
But I totally feel you on some of those worst movies. One of my least favorite movies of all time is the Where the Wild Things Are live action movie. Hated that movie. Walked out of the book's great, but walked out of the theater of that feeling just depressed and disgusted. I was like, oh my gosh, never mind. Let's just move on from that.
Well, I mean, also is like this movie is so long, it's 4 or 5 hours
It's a
long. Zach's
movie?
got plenty of
2
footage
times
for
2
a
is 4
trailer.
as well.
I'm sorry, what was that?
2 plus 2 is 4. I said 2 times 2 is 4 as well. So I mean, you can throw math at me all you want. I'm gonna throw it right back.
Yeah, I mean,
Luna Mans.
I think.
Oh yeah, what's 9 plus 10?
Don't even
21.
get me started.
21. Yeah, I mean the thing is
21.
like
LeBron James.
The crazy thing is I have proof that 9 plus 10 equals 21.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
what?
if you guys want to hear, I can prove it real quick.
You have a theory that
I
it
have
is
proof
21?
that 9 plus 10 equals 21.
All right, give it to me.
Yeah. So think about this. Think about what I
I'm
have
gonna
to say here.
check that out.
9, flip it over, it's a 6. 10, flip it around, it's 0, 1. So 6 plus 1 equals 7. 7, if you flip that upside down, it's L. And L is coincidentally the 12th letter of the alphabet. 12, flip it around, it's 21.
Dude, whatever you just said is like
Einstein
absolute.
would be proud.
First,
It's interesting, but my wife's a math major, and I'm glad she didn't have to hear that. But it's okay. That's cool. It's cool.
So I prefer Abbott and Costello. What is it?
It's interesting.
13 times 7 is 21, or I forgot what it is. Yeah,
Oh.
it's funny.
Oh man,
Wait,
it's fun.
I need to
It's
fact
funny.
check this thing right here, though.
Thanks,
But
cool
that
kid.
was just a joke. I don't actually
Yeah,
believe that.
I know. I'm joking back.
We've already painted you into a corner. So
How dare you believe that 9 plus 10 equals 21?
I'm reporting you to the authorities.
what is this fuzz about Man
I'm
of
not
Steel
wearing
2?
hockey pants.
Man of Steel 2?
He's
I'm not wearing
actually not like
hockey
Batman.
pants.
Dude, I love that quote, by the way. He's like, what's the difference between me and you? I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Swear to me.
Yeah, and when he got into his
Oh my
Batmobile, I
God.
just chugged the water, you know.
Swear to me.
I love the College Humor video.
On the topic of Batman, I have a lot of faith in this next Batman movie. Like, I think it's going to be great, it's going to be
Cool mask.
amazing, and it's going to be great.
Robert Pattinson's Batman, you think?
Tacos.
I think so as well.
Oh, you working at a chocolate truck? That is awesome.
He's ordering food right now on the live stream.
Yeah, I just wanted to stop in and say hi to you guys. I've been watching the entire time.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in.
He's got his mic all ready.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Pagoda 8. You're bringing the fire, dude.
Alright,
Like you're
enjoy
talking so much
making
crap about
tacos.
Captain Marvel.
Hey man, he likes Justice League, so
True.
Thank you.
All right. So,
Love that man.
Good though. Good.
so what is the fuzz about Man of Steel 2?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people seem to think that he's getting
Yeah.
a Man of Steel 2, and a lot of people seem to think that he's not. He's just going to
Thank you.
cameo
I
in
really
movies coming up.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think. What do you guys think about that? You think that that Henry's going to get a Man of Steel 2, or you think that it's just going to be cameos from
Man
here
of
on
Steel
out?
2 sounds good.
Yeah, I think
was the biggest fan of the first
You
one.
got it?
I'll give the first one a 7 out of 10, but if they do a sequel, that'd be nice. Like I've been watching the DCEU a lot, and they do Superman right there. So I think Man of Steel 2 would work if they have some of the creative minds from that branch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would love a Man of Steel 2, and I hope that one day we do get that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's good that Henry is still involved and he's still going to be in Zack's movies and all that. And that movie was a success. It made a lot of money. I can't see why he wouldn't get.
And it was gorgeous. It was an amazing movie. It really was. And with Man of Steel 2, I think because there's a balance here, right? Because Man of Steel 2 or BVS is technically the sequel to Man of Steel.
Don't you say that.
Well, I'm just saying it technically is. It technically
Say
is.
that.
Technically. It's not a standalone
It
Superman
started
movie.
out as Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
And then Warner Brothers started meddling. And when they did that, it was no longer Man of Steel 2. It was now this new thing that we have, which is a prequel to Justice League.
Right. And I'm saying it's like kind of a sequel to that, but also prequel to Justice League and everything.
It's its own thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it does follow up the events. But another standalone Man of Steel 2 or Man of Steel movie would be absolutely fantastic. I don't know if they would end up calling it Man of Steel 2. They probably will. But if they don't, they probably call it something like Man of Tomorrow or something like that, or another thing like that, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well,
maybe Superman.
What's that?
Superman Legends or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea.
It'll be something.
Title.
Yeah, I don't care what the title is. I
So
just
their
wanna know
best
that-
bet,
Yeah,
if I
I
can't
agree.
come up with one,
All right. Well, you know what, guys? We've been going for about an hour and 40
Like
minutes.
maybe Man of Steel 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Okay.
That was a good movie.
All right, guys. Well, like I said, we've been going for about an hour and 40 minutes. I want to thank Xever. I
shopping?
want to thank Tagoto, South Cali guy coming in, Nerdy, and then the Ascendant Ancient. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you guys in the super chat still, all you guys chiming in. Again,
man. Super.
Hey,
Yes.
Tyler, message me later on. I need to speak to you.
Okay, I will. And again, you guys, my new show is going to be Tuesday, Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Thank you.
If you have any questions you would want to be my main topic, send them to diamonds41@yahoo.com.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem, man.
Certainly,
Thanks for
man.
coming on. And with that, I'm going to end the broadcast. So see you guys Tuesday.
See you guys later. Take care.
Peace.
See ya.